First at 10, new details on this investigation at a Buena Vista church. What a police chief in the area is telling us about what happened before a man was found dead inside.
Plus, new tonight, we're following up with Harrisonburg City Council on how long dogs can be tied up outside. The problems a new ordinance is designed to fix. And new at 10.
We are the victims of terrorism. We hate them more than you do.
Muslim students at the University of Virginia showing acts of kindness after what Donald Trump said last night, why they're giving hugs on grounds.
This is the Valley's Fox 10 o'clock news, powered by WHSV.
It appeared that he never got really very far outside of the circle of where we found him yesterday.
Buena Vista's police chief sharing new details about a manhunt that put many of us on alert for 48 hours ago. Hi, everybody. I'm Channing Frampton.
And I'm Morgan Donnelly. New at 10, we're also getting a first look at the church where this man was found dead inside yesterday. This is Redeeming Life Ministries Church in Rockbridge County and what it looks like today after police had to break through the roof to get to William Evan Hall. He was found dead inside after apparently shooting himself. Tonight, the police chief says they sent in cameras and called to Hall for hours, but there is no response.
He was deceased before we got there, before we made entry into the attic. It was very manpower intensive to do that.
Chief Hartman adds they're thankful the manhunt is over. It took their entire department and multiple others, with more than 40 people on the ground at the church yesterday. Hall's body was taken to the medical examiner's office in Roanoke. A man from Buena Vista is dead tonight following a crash in Stanton early this afternoon. Virginia State Police say there were 3 vehicles involved. It happened here on Route 250 about 10 minutes after noon today. That's when a Jeep allegedly sideswiped a Honda CRV, then hit a box truck head on. 71-year-old Michael Gibson died at Augusta Health following the crash. He was driving the Jeep and not wearing a seatbelt. 68-year-old Linda Collins was driving the Honda and is being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. She wasn't wearing a seatbelt. The driver of the box truck, 59-year-old Alan Balsley, suffered minor injuries. He was wearing a seatbelt. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. New at 10, we're following up on a story we've been updating all day. Leaders in Harrisonburg are considering punishing people who tie dogs up the wrong way.
It's a new ordinance up for discussion at City Council tonight, and John Rogers is in the newsroom keeping an eye on the situation.
Well, Council is just getting this process started, and it's now beginning to look for your input. So here's what the proposal would do. It would set some new guidelines for tethering dogs in yards. Those dogs must be 6 months of age or older, sterilized or not in heat. Now, the tether cannot exceed 10% of the dog's body weight, and only one dog can be tied to a single tether. Now, this draft also says that dogs must have what's described as adequate space, and that the tether be appropriate for the age and size, and that it must be 3 times the length of the animal from nose to the tip of the tail. Now, if passed, you wouldn't be able to tether an unattended dog for more than an hour continuously or for 4 hours cumulatively within 24 hours.
This is a situation I've been aware of for a number of years. Even had one in my own neighborhood some years ago where there was sort of a dog that had been left, and realizing that there were literally, in that case, I literally took the dog over to my house for the weekend because I knew the people were going to be away.
The City Council members are looking for public input, and they plan a public hearing at some point to discuss the idea and also tweak the proposal. We'll remind you of those meetings when they get closer. Channing and Morgan.
All right, well, first at 10, Muslim students at the University of Virginia giving out hugs.
Their goal? To combat the xenophobia that's sweeping across the nation following several terror attacks carried out by the Islamic State or ISIS.
How are you? Oh, doing very well. Thank you for doing it.
Muskin Mumtaz, a UVA fourth-year student who helped organize today's event, says it's insulting to be characterized as a terrorist. She says she came to the United States as a refugee, and she knows what terrorism is.
I've lost family members. I've had to bury, my parents have had to bury mutilated members of their family. So to have someone else tell me, oh, you're a terrorist, like, no, you don't realize. We are the victims of terrorism. We hate them more than you do.
The students say they feel fortunate to be in Central Virginia, where they have not faced as much discrimination as in other places. Meanwhile, first at 10, the House approves legislation tightening controls on travel to the United States. The bill also requires visas for anyone who's been in Iraq or Syria in the last 5 years. It's a law Congressman Bob Goodlatte, who represents parts of the Valley, fought for.
No amount of economic stimulation is worth risking the lives of our constituents.
The bill was approved 407 to 19. It takes aim at the visa waiver program, which allows citizens of 38 countries to travel to the United States without first obtaining a visa. Belgium and France, home to most of the perpetrators of the Paris attacks, are among the participating countries, which the White House supports. And first at 10, Eastern Mennonite University's president pledges to invite area Muslim and Christian leaders to explore how to confront religious intolerance.
This is in response to the recent terror attacks we've been talking about for weeks, and Dr. Schwartzendruber says, quote, "I invite all of us to pray for the victims of continuing violence all around the world and to reflect on our own actions and expressions that contribute to the feelings of isolation, experience of discrimination, and for those whom we relate on a daily basis." And you can read his full statement on WHSB.com using your smartphone, tablet, or computer right now. And tomorrow, tracking some big stories developing overnight, including this pipeline proposal for Augusta County. You recall, it's called the Atlantic Coast Pipeline. It runs through Augusta County south of Stanton, Waynesboro, and then up into Highland County, at least it's proposed to. The Augusta County Board of Supervisors plans on considering the county's response to a recent route modification by Dominion. They'll also consider letters suggested by Coordination America.
And tomorrow, the Rockingham County Board of Supervisors meet at 3. We're told they will be voting on an outdoor recreation ordinance, the story we've been updating for months following a motocross controversy in the county earlier this year. And the Augusta County Board of Supervisors will also consider construction bids and authorization for the school board to finance an award work for Riverheads Elementary School, Castle Elementary School, and Wilson Middle School projects. The money for updates to these schools will come from Virginia Public School Authority bonds.
And right now in the First Alert Weather Center, we want to check in with First Alert Storm Team Meteorologist George Hirschman on all this warmth that we're still experiencing in the valley.
Absolutely wonderful. I'm considering filling the pool up.
Oh, my.
For the weekend, indeed. It's been warmer, about 10 degrees warmer than the averages for this time of the year, and it's not stopping soon.
Oh, okay.
Take a look, see what's going on out there tonight. Radar satellite showing us a few clouds in the sky. There's still going to be an opportunity to go out and count a few stars. Not going to fill it in. Partly cloudy is what we're calling overnight, but we're also mentioning that it's going to be cold once again. Temperatures are going to get down near the freezing point overnight, and then we're going to warm up again tomorrow. So that's what it looks like right now. As you get up in the morning, 33, a little chilly there. A cup of coffee would feel good about that time. 40 at 9 o'clock. And I will mention we are going to have some fog again tonight. Dense fog, a possibility, so be aware if you're going to be out driving around. Be careful out there. The weather headlines for tonight, they come up this way. Cold and foggy. Yeah, that's for tonight. But a mild December is continuing on. And the weekend, well, wait till you see the warm-up coming our way. Going to have it all for you in just a few minutes. Now back to the news.
First at 10, Congress just wrapped up a hearing on climate change and the effects the talks in Paris will have on them going forward. Many have come out against President Obama's plans, including blocking the EPA's Clean Power Plan last week. West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito sponsored a measure passed last week to block the plan, which would have regulated carbon dioxide emissions from new and existing fossil-fired power plants.
Congress is not behind him, and he's also promising billions of American tax dollars to fulfill these commitments around the world. He can't make those commitments without the support of Congress.
Senator and presidential candidate Ted Cruz led the hearing earlier today as part of a series of moves the Republican-controlled Congress has to show their disapproval. Some Democrats just returned from a trip to Paris showing their support for the president. The conference wraps up this Friday. New tonight, 'tis the season for giving, and one Harrisonburg boy is going door to door, showcasing his musical talents to help his sick uncle.
First at 10, Devin Turk joins us from the streets of Harrisonburg, where he just got back from spending the evening with this musician. So why is he doing this, Devin?
When 5-year-old Reuben Miller overheard his parents talking about how bad his great uncle needed a heart pump, he wanted to help out any way he could. Reuben walks the streets of Harrisonburg. For the past 2 nights, he's gone door to door playing music for his neighbors. Whenever Reuben shows up to a house, he shows them this and tells them the story of why he's doing this for his sick uncle.
He means a lot about me, and I like him a lot.
His mother says he's made nearly $150 so far. That money will go towards getting his uncle, Kenneth Dove Jr., the help he desperately needs.
It just jerked at my heart. I mean, it was just so sweet. He has such a sweet, kind, generous heart, and he's got a lot of charity in him.
Tonight, Ruben performed for Tim Rice.
I think it's great that at a young age like that he's trying to do something good for his family members.
The family still has $7,000 to go to meet their goal, but Ruben's happy he's found a way to contribute.
It feels just really good.
His mom, Bobby Jo, says she's proud of him and is touched by the community support.
It's speechless to see people come together and help with a cause like this.
She says Ruben has no plans of slowing down anytime soon. And if you'd like to help, you can find a link to donate on this GoFundMe page on our web channel, WHSV.com. In Harrisonburg, Devin Turk, WHSV.
Carry permits, then we could end those Muslims before they walk in and kill us.
All right, well, coming up, we're following up with Liberty University's president and asking if he still stands by those controversial remarks he made last week.
And the warmth continues, as I had mentioned earlier. How warm will it be? I'll have that for you right after the break.
And later, new video of the floods covering roads out west and the drivers putting their lives at risk to get through the storm.
Tracking severe weather down to the neighborhood where you live. The First Alert Storm Team.
New tonight in First Alert weather, heavy rain leading to lots of flooding out west. Just look at this video into our newsroom from Oregon.
Yeah, some areas could see up to 7 inches of rain this week, and officials report some landslides and damage to roadways caused by the flooding. A flood watch is in effect for the western part of the state until tomorrow. Fortunately, George, it's been a while since we've seen anything like that around here in our area.
Well, fortunately, and we've done well with our rain this year for sure, but they've had somewhat of a drought along the west coast there, and now you get the heavy rain while you go right into mudslide season. It's a tough call for sure. Tonight, though, not a tough call. A little chilly, but a nice night to be out. Jacket should be appropriate. Charlie Oball Skycam downtown Harrisonburg looks pretty good out there. A few cars, a little activity on the streets tonight for a Tuesday night. Certainly very comfortable out there. 42 outside the studios, 36 on the dew point. Sunrise, that'll be at 7:21 tomorrow morning. The wind's very much on the calm side. And we're keeping an eye. 36 degrees on the dew point, 42 on the temperature. Those two numbers get a little closer together, and we're talking about some fog. And as last night, could be some very dense fog. Be careful. Temperatures around the area right now, we're looking lower 30s as we look to the west there, and then mid and upper 30s here in the valley in Woodstock, Stanton, Waynesboro, 37 in LaRae, 32 over Petersburg. Yeah, kind of a mixed night. As I said, it's going to get a bit chilly again tonight. Radar satellite looks this way. We can see a few clouds, kind of high, thin clouds, but a few clouds just the same moving into the area, calling for partly cloudy tonight. So you'll see a few clouds, you'll see a few stars as well. Back this out just a little bit. Not much relief as far as precipitation is concerned. Pretty dry out there. That will change as we get to the weekend. Hour by hour, midnight tonight, we have somewhat clear skies up and down the I-81. Put that into motion. Your morning drive time is going to start the day on the cold side, but sunny side. Have a few clouds east of the Blue Ridge and to the south of us. By noon, we're just enjoying the sunshine, and the temperatures are warming out there. And take it to your evening drive. Well, we'll pick up a few clouds tomorrow night. Not seeing any precipitation just yet, but as we make it to the midnight hour, there is a few showers to the west of the mountains. Not looking for any of that rain here, and whatever rain does fall out to the west, it's not going to be much at all, and then that's going to move out of the area. So tonight we're looking for lower 30s here. Fog is going to be the bigger problem, partly cloudy and cold to the upper levels in West Virginia. We're looking in just below the freezing level there. Some fog, partly cloudy skies as well. And then tomorrow morning we start out chilly, as you would suspect, with the fog. By noon, we're into the lower 50s and then mid-50s for your highs tomorrow. Very pleasant day for sure. Get out and enjoy this weather. Now, it is going to get better, but each day that's half decent like tomorrow is going to be, get out and enjoy it. Next 3 days, they come up this way, folks. We're looking at 3 green bars to get started here. That's the good news. 55, upper 50s for your Thursday, near 60 degrees. And Friday, we'll make 60 degrees in the lower 60s. Sunshine returns to the area. And as we look to the weekend, yeah, let's go right into the mid-60s. Why not? That's very atypical, almost 20 degrees warmer than what the average is this time of the year. Frontal system will cross the area Sunday night, Monday. Could bring a little shower activity, not expecting too much, and it will be a rain event. So it continues.
I know I'm saving on my electric bill because I have electric heat.
Yeah.
So fortunately, this is helping out a lot.
Except my closet, it's jam-packed because I can't put away some of the warmer weather clothes. I got to keep the winter clothes out. So
what a dilemma.
I
What are you
know.
gonna do?
That's the worst thing that happens. I'm good.
All right, thanks, George. One issue that needs urgent attention is brought to light at 13 airports across America. Coming up, the problem one group says need to be fixed as soon as possible to keep you safe when traveling. And next.
If guns were actually the answer, we would be a mighty peaceful country.
Liberty University's president clarifies what he meant when he told his students they should all get guns to protect themselves.
Concealed carry permits, then we could end those Muslims before they walk in and kill it.
Well, tonight we're following up on that statement made by Liberty University President Jerry Falwell Jr. He encouraged students of age to get a concealed carry permit to protect themselves in situations of violence. Falwell says he doesn't believe a gun will save someone in every situation.
But he is a firm believer in packing heat as a form of protection and thinks it would have made a difference in Paris and in San Bernardino.
Most all of them have occurred in gun-free zones. Mass shooters look for places where people are unarmed because they don't want to get shot. They're trying to kill others. They don't want to get killed. And it's just common sense.
He adds that Liberty University came up with the concealed carry permit policy after the mass shooting at Virginia Tech. 13 of America's busiest airports don't have enough air traffic controllers. That's according to an assistant inspector general with the Department of Transportation. Airports in New York, Dallas, Denver, and Chicago are some of the largest. These airports are stressed because many of the controllers are still being trained while their more experienced colleagues are eligible to retire. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association has also complained that many of the busiest facilities are understaffed.
All right, if you didn't stay up late last night, you missed a game that can only be summed up as ugly with the strike of crazy. Coming up, Andrew Clay has what it means for the Redskins going forward.
And later, George has temperatures in the forecast you won't believe. The truth about the weather is ahead.
And now, your WHSV Sports.
It'll go down as one of the wildest Monday Night Football games of the season. If you didn't stay up last night, you missed a game that can only be summed up as ugly with a strike of crazy at the end. The Redskins, with a chance to take a one-game lead in the division, faced Dallas. A bad game really through the first 58 minutes, but tied at 9 with less than 2 minutes to go. Deshaun Jackson trying to make something happen on the punt returning. Kids, this is kind of how you try to already. Turns it over here, trying to pick up some extra yards. Dallas recovers and cashes in a few plays later to take a 7-point lead. But with time still in the clock, Kirk Cousins goes to work, and Jackson redeems himself with a 28-yard touchdown reception, tying the game up at 16. But again, time on the clock, and with seconds to go, Dan Bailey's 54-yard field goal completes a wild finish. And for combining for just 18 points in the first 58 minutes, the team scores 17 in the final 90 seconds.
I pride myself in making big plays in this league and, doing what I need to do to be at the position I need to be at when, my number's called and, the play is called to go my way.
If you leave any time on the clock in this league, anything can happen. So it was a roller coaster, but again, as a quarterback and as a player in this league, I think it's very important that we just stay steady throughout, no matter which direction things are going, and just stay boring and consistent, and that typically leads to the best results.
It is frustrating. We had a chance to take a lead, but now we're starting the fourth quarter of our season. We'll go to Chicago, and we just got to turn the page and move on.
And now just 4 games to go in the season, so it'll be interesting to see how it happens.
All right, thanks, Andrew. And still to come here on the news at 10, we'll check in with George again on those crazy warm temperatures in the valley.
Silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city.
The toy convoy continues in our area with some songs. We'll tell you where you can help give back to families in our community this Christmas after the break.
Silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city.
Checking in with some good neighbors, including WHSV's Bob Corso, singing at the Toy Convoy at the Dayton area Walmart today. It's the 19th year for Toy Convoy. We're collecting toys for nearly 3,000 kids in the Shenandoah Valley.
As long as we've got generous donors giving us toys to cover those children, we'll take them.
And the Toy Convoy continues tomorrow morning, starting at 5:30 and going all the way through 6:30 tomorrow night at the Burger King on Richmond Road in Stanton. We've got a list of other places to donate at WHSV.com. George?
I got a few clouds in the sky out there. Perfect night, and tomorrow the weather perfect to drop off a toy or two. Starting out on the cool side, lower 30s, climbing to the mid 50s. Some sunshine through the day. For December, this is get outside kind of weather for sure. Only gets better into the upper 50s, near 60, then 60s, and then mid 60s for your weekend. Oh, wow would be the word. Frontal system will sneak through the area on Monday, and that'll bring a little rain with it. Not expecting much from it, but it will be rain.
Looking forward to that. All right, thanks, George. And thank you so much for joining us for the entire team here.
And we'll see you here on ABC for WHSV's 11 at 11.